When did the I crave attention kid go too far? This kid, Josh, in my chemistry class, was absolutely obsessed with being the center of everything. He'd interrupt Mr. Anderson's lessons with random fun facts nobody asked for, make weird clicking sounds during tests to throw people off, and always had some dramatic story. Most of us just rolled our eyes, but Josh fed off any reaction he could get. If you told him to stop, he'd play victim and claim you were bullying him. But during our junior year, he crossed a line that changed everything. We were in AP Chemistry, and Mr. Anderson was demonstrating proper acid handling procedures. It was actually pretty interesting for once. He was showing us how different acids react with metals, creating these cool color changes and small puffs of smoke. The whole class was paying attention for once, which probably annoyed Josh since he wasn't the focus. He suddenly jumped up from his seat, knocking over his stool with a loud crash, and started screaming that the chemical smell was making him dizzy. He grabbed his throat with both hands, stumbling around the lab like he couldn't breathe properly. I can't breathe!" he gasped dramatically, pointing at the demonstration table with a shaking finger. "The fumes! Something's really wrong! I think I'm allergic!" His face was turning red. Whether from holding his breath or genuine panic, I couldn't tell. He started making these horrible wheezing sounds, like his airway was closing up. Then he collapsed on the floor right next to the emergency shower, making these awful choking sounds and thrashing around like he was having some kind of violent seizure. His whole body was convulsing. Mr. Anderson immediately shut off all the equipment, opened every window, and called 911 while trying to help Josh. Within minutes, the fire alarm was blaring throughout the entire school, and they evacuated our whole wing of the building as a precaution. Paramedics arrived wearing full hazmat suits, treating it like a potential chemical disaster. They brought oxygen tanks, stretchers, and all kinds of emergency equipment I'd never seen before. Josh got rushed to the hospital in an ambulance while the rest of us stood outside in the parking lot watching our school get completely swarmed by emergency vehicles, fire trucks, police cars, hazmat teams, news vans, the whole 9 yards. His parents showed up crying and panicking, thinking their son was passing from some kind of toxic chemical exposure. Other teachers were being interviewed by investigators about what exactly happened in the lab. There was serious talk about shutting down the entire chemistry program pending a full safety investigation. The local news even showed up to report on the chemical incident at our high school. They interviewed students about what we witnessed, and everyone was genuinely worried about Josh. But here's what nobody else saw except me. I sit directly next to Josh, and right before his dramatic reaction, I caught him texting under his desk instead of paying attention to the lesson. Being naturally nosy, I glanced over at his phone screen. He was literally Googling chemical poisoning symptoms and watching YouTube videos of people having allergic reactions. I watched him scroll through search results for how to fake chemical exposure and study videos of people having seizures and respiratory distress. When the paramedics thoroughly checked him out at the hospital, they found absolutely nothing wrong. No chemical exposure, no allergic reaction, no respiratory distress whatsoever. 3 teachers almost lost their jobs over safety violations that never actually happened. His parents got stuck with a massive $3,000 bill for the emergency response costs.